I got two brothers, James and Larry. They're 5'4", 5'5" in height. They gave me all I could ever ask for as a brother in terms of competition. You know, you would think that, my brother Larry is a ideal situation where small things come in small packages. This dude fought me every single day. And to the extent that my mother used to come out and make us come in because we were fighting way too much. And the competition didn't stop there. My sister, who was 1 year younger than me, Roz, never wanted to be home by herself. She took classes, extra classes to graduate from high school with me, to go to the University of North Carolina with me, and to graduate prior than me. And you guys sit and ask me where my competition or my competitive nature came from. It came from them. It came from my older sister. Who's not here today, and my father, who's not here today. Obviously, he's with us and all of us. I mean, my competitive nature has gone a long way from the first time I picked up any sport. So they started the fire in me. That fire started with my parents. And then, as I moved on in my career, people added wood to that fire. Leroy Smith was a guy, when I got cut, he made the team on the varsity team. And he's here tonight. He's still the same 6'7" guy. He's not any bigger. His game is about the same. But he started the whole process with me because when he made the team and I didn't, I wanted to prove not just to Leroy Smith, not just to myself, but to the coach who actually picked Leroy over me. I wanted to make sure you understood you made a mistake, dude. And then there's Buzz Peterson, my roommate. Now, when I first met Buzz, all I heard about was this kid from Asheville, North Carolina, who's the player of the year. I'm thinking, well, he ain't never played against me yet. So how did he become player of the year? So Buzz Peterson became a dot on my board. And when I got the chance to meet Buzz Peterson on the basketball court or in person, Buzz was a great person. It wasn't a fault of his. It was just my competitive nature. I didn't think he could beat me or he was better than me as a basketball player. And he became my roommate. And from that point on, he became a focal point, not knowingly. He didn't know it. But he did. And Coach Smith, the day that he was on the Sports Illustrated and he named 4 starters and he didn't name me, that burned me up because I thought I belonged on that Sports Illustrated. Now, he had his own vision about giving a freshman that exposure, and I totally understand that, but from a basketball sense, I deserve to be on that Sports Illustrated. And it didn't stop there. My competitive nature went right into the pros. Kevin used to take practices and put me in the starting 5. And he'd make it a competitive thing where the losing team have to run. So now I'm on the winning team, and halfway in the game, halfway in the situation, he would switch me to the losing team. So I take that as a competitive thing by you trying to test me. And by 9 times out of 10, the second team would come back and win no matter what he did. So I appreciate Kevin Locke for giving me that challenge, providing that type of fire within me. He threw another log on that fire for me. Jerry Reinsdorf. I mean, what else can I say? The next year I come back, I broke my foot. I was out for 65 games. And when I came back, I wanted to play. He and the doctors, they came up with this whole theory that you can only play 7 minutes a game, but I'm practicing 2 hours a day. And back then, it was about whoever had the worst record get the most balls and the ping pong balls, and you can decide what pick you're gonna have. But I didn't care about that. I just wanted to win. I wanted to make the playoffs. So I had to go in his office and sit down with him. And I said, Jerry, I feel like I shouldn't play more than 14 minutes. I'm practicing 2 hours. And he said, let me ask you this. He said, if you had a headache, and at that time it was about 10% chance that I can re-injure my ankle or my foot. He says, if you have a headache and you got 10 tablets, and one of them is coated with cyanide, would you take the Tylenol? And I looked at him, I said, how bad is the headache? Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson, George Gervin, you guys gave me the motivation to say, you know what? Evidently, I haven't proved enough to these guys. I got to prove to them that I deserve what I've gotten on this level. I wanted to prove to you, Magic, Larry, George, everybody, that I deserve to be on this level as much as anybody else. And hopefully, over the period of my career, I've done that, without a doubt. So you guys, I must say thank you very much for giving me that motivation that I desperately needed. I can remember a game coming off the basketball court, and we were down, 5 to 10 points, and I go off about 25 points, and we come back and win the game. and we're walking off the floor, and Tex looked at me and said, you know, there's no I in team. I said, Tex, it's not an I in team, but it's I in win. I think he got my message. I'd do anything to win. You know, if that means we play team format, we win. If that means I have to do whatever I have to do, we're gonna win, no matter how you look at it. Because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion. And then you had all your media naysayers. Oh, scoring champion can't win an NBA title, or you know, you're not as good as Magic Johnson, you're not as good as Larry Bird. You're good, but you're not as good as those guys. You know, I had to listen to all this, and that put so much wool in that fire that it kept me each and every day trying to get better as a basketball player. I'm trying to become the best that I can, you know, and for someone like me who achieved a lot in over the time of my career, you look for any kind of messages that people may say or do to get you motivated to play the game of basketball at the highest level, because that is when I feel like I excel at my best.